I'm at Jack in the Box next door. Just finished my mocha iced coffee, light on the ice. And I'm just real kind of hesitant. I just really don't feel like going next door and turning on the TV. Because last week, I didn't really like what I saw on TV. I'll tell you pretty much how it went for me and my week in my viewership. A week ago, I didn't watch any Fox News, or very little, the whole last week. And then when I came back to watch TV, either it was Monday or Tuesday, the first thing and only thing I saw all day was the man on the horse with the, I guess they don't want to call it a whip, it was called a stray. And I'm going to sleep, I'm watching the TV, and it's there, it's just there. And a couple days go by, and it's almost like the Washington attacks, you know, when Jamie McIntyre first went on the scene. Didn't report a plane, seemed like there was even a plane there, and then they replace him with someone else. And then all of a sudden the story changes. Oh, you didn't see that, you saw this. It's kind of how I felt. Being called a moron on TV. Oh, you didn't see that. Well, what did I see? Well, I didn't see exactly that. Well, that's what I saw. It really doesn't matter what I saw. The insinuation was directly a cause and effect of the radio show, telling me it wasn't Whip it wasn't people, it wasn't a horse, it was something else you saw, and everybody was just doing their jobs, and fuck them. Okay, so if you're gonna keep plagiarizing my content when I'm just trying to get in the business, kind of using social media as I get in, I just won't watch the news the whole week, and you could use as much content this week as you want, and I'll take it out on all the other shows. I'm just not going to watch the news during those hours, the hours I would normally watch, except when your show is done at 9 o'clock during the week, and that's this full week. So you could use as much content as you want. I'm just not going to watch any of the content you use on any of the shows, whether you decide to or decide not to. Only one person has permission to use my content, and you don't have permission. And that's the way I feel. So I think it was a horse. I think I saw people crossing a river because they want a better life for their family. And the president did say, you know, come over. But I don't think a horse should not be used in that fashion. That's all. A horse is supposed to be used for nice things. Yeah, guys could ride a horse, but the picture is what I'm addressing. It's what I saw. Don't tell me what I did or didn't see. And I don't care. I just don't care your opinions. Your television show, it just sucks. The whole thing. I'll go through the list of ideas shared that I noticed last week. The word imported, referring to COVID cases. Well, I used that word all last year, and now you want to use it on the border situation. The ugly animals, ugly dogs. That one. There's a couple other ones. The Gaddafi in his suit, that one was kind of tasteless. The fact there were people that he did affect directly, just not a good joke in my opinion for a comedy show, using a reference for Gaddafi. There were a couple other ones I wrote down, but since this take is at 4 minutes and 25 seconds now, I'm gonna leave the take right there. Hideous was the other one. It was hideous, ugly, imported. And then Mr. Ed, the last one, a horse is a horse joke reference. When Mr. Ed was played that day for In God's Country by U2, the song, America, a horse with no name. And then I went on with Diva Whip It, Depeche Mode people are people. And that was the take right there, the music show that seemed to have everybody on the edge. YouTube.com, Jamestown, California. Greg, please don't plagiarize my shit. Just because you're a famous person, I'm not a famous person yet, or if I am or I won't. I am republishing my books, so it really doesn't matter if you want to read them or you don't. I'm going to do new content, but don't rip off my content. Don't rip off my ideas. Hideous, ugly dogs, ugly animals. They were together. And then the Mr. Ed. Those were straight up plagiarism. Plagiarism is what that is. In my opinion, the whole Greg Gutfeld show is a plagiarism using the woke idea against the idea. While I'm doing a radio show all last year, I think you came up with an idea to contrast it in a different way, though. Of course, with your money and television. But my dinky radio show made a lot of people react last week, including the President of the United States. Maybe he was a little bit too far in his assessment, but the picture does show the man on top of a horse with something that he's carrying in his hand, and another man either running or fleeing, regardless of what the photographer was saying, what it looked like. That's what the video looked like to me. And that's what matters, in my opinion. The picture and the video. And remember, you're showing the video. You kept showing it over and over. You wanted to show it because it did look bad, and you want it to look bad, so you want to show it. But then when we criticize it, you get all mad. Greg, you did the Don Lemon. When you called people a moron on your national television show, you should be canceled for that, because you did exactly what Don Lemon did when he called people stupid for not taking the vaccine. And now look who's stupid right now on The View. Vaccinated people who criticized others who didn't take the shot. I believe they were, and then they got positive. They say they weren't, they were. I mean, you guys all look like buffoons. Report on the news. Like, there's a lot of things happening outside of the country that's causing what's happening inside the country. Because you're not reporting on it, it continues. This national emergency continues. It's 2 years now. If you guys would have done better at your job, or allowing social media to do better and not plagiarizing our shit and not letting YouTube censor videos, I think maybe we would have beyond this national emergency. I wrote down on the calendar at the end of February, we were over this. And all of a sudden, all this new stuff, direct cause and effect, just hideous, just ugly dogs. Greg, you took my shit on national TV. I caught it. The Mr. Ed, the horse of a horse. I mean, who else was talking about Mr. Ed during the week that day? I mean, I appreciate the viewership, but don't plagiarize. Taking content from social media and using it on a national platform, and it's someone else's, is still plagiarism. I'm going to leave the take right there for a Monday audio cast here at Jack in the Box, where the Rams defeat the Buccaneers and did score 2 touchdowns. And what that means is, when the Rams score 2 touchdowns, I'm not here to give final scores. I'm here that the fact the Rams got 2 touchdowns means if you go to Jack in the Box with an order of a free large drink, and the Dr. Pepper in here is kicking. It's so good. I'm drinking this drink right now, but a large drink, you get a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink when the Rams score 2 touchdowns versus their opponent. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? And then the other deal is when the Dodgers get 10 strikeouts, and the Dodgers will be playing tomorrow at Dodger Stadium. And we're going to leave the take right there. Thanks for listening at 10 minutes and 5 seconds. And this is how the radio show is going to go for the week. I start off with my television show to get to the 05 mark, because it's a 3-minute introduction, so I can have a couple minutes to get my songs together. Then I go 5 till about 12 or 13 when you guys cut into commercial. Then I come back at 3:16. I either play 1 song or 2 songs, and then I go up to the 30 mark. If it stops at 27, I'll wait up till the 30 mark, and then that's how the show starts. And I appreciate all my listeners. But Greg, stop plagiarizing my shit, please, or my content. If you are gonna disagree with it, you do it all the time. And you could sit there and say, retract, and get all mad. But you did call viewers morons last week for their opinions. And that is equivalent of Don Lemon calling viewers stupid. There's no difference between the left and the right. You did exactly what you accused Don Lemon of doing. You did it. And another thing, I want to end this take on the Fox News night take. It's the only decent show that you have at nighttime. And I think it's not fair to the viewers that we have to wait all day and all night for the end of the day to have the only news show when it should be at 4 o'clock or at a different hour, or the 8 o'clock hour should be canceled. The Gutfeld show should be canceled. They should be doing it on a recording and then editing it and then putting it on a tape delay at 11 o'clock. And that's my opinion. Whether it matters or doesn't matter, making references to Gaddafi and not editing that just shows whether you're successful or not successful. You're a big-time failure when it comes to entertainment, regardless of those viewers and ratings. Just shows how pitiful your audience is to continue to watch it, or less educated that they are. I don't want to call them Don Lemons, but it's like right lemon heads, I call them. I can't watch it, and I'm not gonna watch it. In fact, that show was so bad, I can't watch any shows all Monday at all. To get myself back into the loop to want to watch any of those shows, I'll think maybe by Thursday I'll tune in at 9 o'clock. And I'm gonna leave the take right there. And the radio show will be done either at 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. for 1 hour, and then I'll do it at 9 o'clock as a recording, meaning I'll do the show and then do it upside down this week. Only one show this whole week, and it will be all 80s cheesy songs. There will be no mixes, there will be no hard rock, there'll be no songs to take ideas for any reason. That last show did that much influence that everyone was talking about it. Regardless if you agree or disagree, that's what happened. And that picture and those videos of the man and the horse, Horses in My Dreams by PJ Harvey, is the top song on the charts on Twitter.com, Jamestown Caliph.